MSA Sports Network. Welcome to coverage of WPIAL basketball 2016-2017 here on the Management Science Associates Sports Network. High school basketball at MSAsports.net is sponsored by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Progress, and by Management Science Associates. Now let's head courtside for all the action. Friday the 13th. Will be lucky for one of these teams. It is very lucky for high school basketball fans. Showdown in Class 6A, Section 1, as the undefeated Pine-Richland Rams visit the once-beaten North Hills Indians. Along with Steve Nagler, I'm Don Rebel. We welcome you to our continuing coverage of WPIAL basketball 2017. Pine-Richland ranked number 1, North Hills ranked number 3. They met for the old Quad A championship a year ago, with Pine-Richland winning their first basketball title 70-53. A lot of the same faces that were inspirational or that were keys in that game are back for both sides in this one. The first of two meetings, Steve, between the Rams and the Indians.
Yeah, a lot of depth, a lot of experience for both of these teams. Pine-Richland is led by Andrew Petcash and Phil Jerkovic. Petcash averaging 19 points per game on the year, Jerkovic 13. The starters average a total of 57 points of the 67 on average that Pine-Richland scores. Pine-Richland scores 67 on average. They give up 47.3 on average. For the North Hills Indians, they are paced by 4 of the 5 starters in double digits, but Nick Smith has had a terrific year. The senior averaging over 26 points per game. They also get really good contributions from Pulaskis and Cam Taylor. Also Garrett Bartow off the bench averages 15 points per game. The North Hills Indians average over 81 points per game offensively, and they give up just less than 70.
The lone blemish for the North Hills Indians' third game of the year, they fell to the Fox Chapel Foxes, 65-56. No shame there. Foxes have only lost one game. We're starting to see a little separation from the top teams in Class 6A, both here in Section 1, where Pine-Richland and North Hills are starting to pull away from the likes of Butler and North Allegheny and Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and also in Section 3, where you have Latrobe, Penn Hills, and Fox Chapel. Those two teams combined 31-3 overall. Don't forget about Woodland Hills. Logjam in Section 2 as well, the South Hill schools, but they have sort of taken it on the chin in head-to-head matchups between themselves and the North, themselves and the East. Pine-Richland 11-0 overall, winning, as I mentioned, their very first WPIAL championship last year. North Hills making it to the finals for the first time a year ago. Pep band is here. Now we have our national anthem. calendar says mid-January. The grandstands scream late February. It is an electric atmosphere here at North Hills High School for the first meeting between these two teams. They'll do it again late in the regular season on February 7th at Pine-Richland High School. This is the final Friday of the first half of section play. Tuesday, most teams will reach the end of the first half, and then come 1 week from tonight, next Friday, we'll be tipping off the start of the second half of section play. Starters are being announced to this big crowd here at North Hills High School. Steve Nagler has the starting five for Jeff Ackerman's Rams and Buzz Gabos Indians.
Yeah, for the road Pine-Richland Rams, they start 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. The seniors are Andrew Petcash, a 6'4" guard. Nolan Roush, 6 feet. He's also a guard. And Evan Llewellyn, a 6-foot guard. Phil Jerkovic is the junior. He's 6 feet 5 inches tall. And Jeff Ackerman really happy to have Andrew Christophic back into the lineup. He missed all but 3 games. Got back in the 82-60 win the other night against Seneca Valley, and right out of the chute jumped in with 18 points. Christophic is a 6'6" center. The North Hills Indians start 3 seniors and 2 juniors. The seniors, Nick Smith, as we talked about, averaging 26 points per game. He is a 6'1" guard. Andrew Palaskis, a 6'3" forward, also a senior. Luke Chutko, 5'11" guard. The juniors are Cam Taylor, 5'11" guard, and Alex Glatz gets the start. He is 6'4" tall and a forward. We will see Garrett Bartow quickly off the bench. He will probably get most of the minutes between Bartow and Glatz. The officials here tonight, Bill Constantine, Paul Pulio, and Tom Brennan.
Rams in the green. Tops and shorts with the white numerals. North Hills, the home whites with the red numerals and the black trim.
Don, it's going to be interesting to see how the North Hills Indians deal with not only the skill of the Pine-Richland Rams, but the size, the length. As Petcash, Jerkovic, and Christophic all go 6'4" or taller for Jeff Ackerman's Pine-Richland Rams.
That's the good word you used, the length. It's not always about height, but you get these teams with their length in the paint. They're easier to defend, easier for them to defend with those wide wingspans. Pine-Richland wins the tip. They have the ball, and it's Jerkovic in the corner. Petcash top of the key, thought about the 3, does not. Rosh back to Petcash, back to Rosh on the left wing. North Hills zone for Coach Gabos to start this one. Skip pass right side to Llewellyn. Now Petcash launches the long 3 and hits.
A good start for the Pine-Richland Rams. Petcash getting the pass from the entry and knocks it down.
They get the ball in the hands of Nick Smith. That's always a good idea for North Hills, and Smith draws the first foul of the game. Evan Llewellyn picks up the personal.
Pine-Richland Rams starting in a man-to-man defense. As you mentioned, Don, North Hills started in a 2-1-2 zone.
Right elbow, Smith jumper no good. A little short. Rebound Llewellyn for the Rams up the floor. Hands it off, Jerkovic. Has that right thumb heavily taped, but still with the right hand dribble. Gets it over to Roush, who misses for 3. North Hills the rebound. Down the floor. Slowing it up is Smith on the left wing. Chutko, they work it around to the right corner. Palaskis, nice good pass to Chutko. Better pass, left blocks. Layup good by Alex Glatz.
Wow, the entry passing was excellent that time, and Glatz was the beneficiary.
3 right in front of the North Hills bench, no good by Petcash. Rebound tipped by Christophic, no good. Now Petcash is able to get the loose ball, top of the key, 3, no good. Launched by Llewellyn. Another offensive rebound. Jerkovic keeps it alive to Llewellyn. Petcash, quick pass in the corner, 3, good. A Nolan Roch.
They played a 2-1-2 zone again on that trip, and they struggled to get the defensive rebound that they needed. Pine-Richland getting 3 cracks, and finally Roush knocks down the tray.
6'2" Rams in the paint. Smith shot no good, but he'll shoot a pair. That is going to be number 2 on Evan Llewellyn.
I thought they were going to get Andrew Petcash. He had his hands in the air like he couldn't believe the foul was called on him. It was not.
A miss for Nick Smith, a rare miss from the charity stripe. They're going to say he had his hand in the air like he didn't care. Smith hits the second shot, 6-3, and North Hills will set up with pressure. Petcash to Roush. Pine-Richland breaks it quickly. Llewellyn layup, good. Oh. That didn't take long. For the answer, 8-3. Smith comes back and drains a 3 over Llewellyn, who had to back off a step. Smith, very smart ball player, cuts the lead to 8-6. Turnaround, Kristofic rattles and falls.
Kristofic really solid on that low block. That's why Ackerman's so happy to have him back. And now another foul is going to be called on Evan Llewellyn. That's going to be his 3rd personal foul in 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow. Jeff Ackerman rolls the dice, and it does not pay off. We might not see the senior guard again for the rest of the half. Sean Colosimo checks in. Inbound layup good, and the foul. Cam Taylor with the finish for the Indians.
The Pine-Richland Rams just falling asleep defensively a little bit. And late to the party was Andrew Petcash. He compounded the mistake by making another and fouling Cam Taylor.
Free throw no good. And a violation against North Hills. He wouldn't have counted if it did go. So Pine-Richland basketball, 4-0 the fouls. All 4 on the Rams. But Pine-Richland leads 10-8 on the scoreboard as we had 5:15 left first quarter. Petcash lobs it over to Roush. Quick pass in the corner. 3 is good by Sean Colosimo, the senior. Didn't take him long. Now around Colosimo goes Nick Smith. Scoop shot off the glass and in. Colosimo to Roush. Roush. Now Dracovic on the left baseline. He's been quiet offensively. Foul line. Kristofic's pass through the hands of Roush. Cut into the hoop, out of bounds.
Now first turnover by either team. That time not a good entry pass by Kristofic, who was set up at the high post.
Smith, Indians down 3 with the basketball. Will shake and bake with the dribble. Out in the right wing. Over to Cam Taylor. Taylor drives, forces one up. An air ball, no good. Petcash with the defense. Down the floor comes Colosimo. Dracovic to Petcash, drive left lane, shot no, and our first North Hills foul coming up.
It's going to go against Cam Taylor, just a little bit out of position, and Andrew Petcash saw it, knew it, and he took him to the tin through the foul.
And Garrett Bartow, as Steve mentioned, first off the bench for the Indians. Will replace Alex Glatz. Junior taking over for Junior. Petcash off the inbound. 3, good from the near wing.
4th three-pointer of the first quarter for the Pine-Richland Rams.
Smith hands it off. Chutko back to Smith. Smith with the left hand. Colosimo on him. Drives the paint. Pulls up 10-footer good.
Nick Smith with 8. Almost single-handedly keeping these North Hills Indians in this basketball game early.
He is money with the pull-up. Roush for Man-to-man for North Hills. Lob to Christophic in the paint. Power move, shot, good. And he is fouled.
That's going to go against Garrett Bartow. Christophic, don't be fooled by his 6'6" frame. He can move. He was able to kind of roll off that pick and get to the low post. He got there sooner than Bartow, and because of the poor positioning, Bartow had to foul. Didn't give a hard enough foul and allowed Christophic to get the bucket.
Christophic misses the free throw. Out of bounds to North Hills. 3:20 left first quarter. Entertaining as expected. 18-12, Pine-Richland leads. Smith. Now to Bartow. Underneath, Smith, drive, bucket good.
A great pass that time by Garrett Bartow from the external part of the offense.
Colosimo misses on an open 10-footer from the left elbow. Now a tie-up near half court. Jerkovic was able to reach in and tie the ball up with Cam Taylor. Fans from both sides were looking for a foul. I thought it was a pretty clean tie-up.
Yeah, well, they ended up getting the foul on Jerkovic. It'll be his first, team fifth.
And then I guess the fans in front of us at Pine-Richland, maybe they got a beef. Smith, jump shot good from about 8 feet left baseline.
He has a game high 12 points in the first 5 minutes and 17 seconds of this game.
He is 12 of 16 of North Hills points. They trail by 2. Petcash for 3, good. Boy, every time North Hills gets close, Pine-Richland opens it back up.
Now Petcash didn't even seem to have his feet set there, but able to get that shot off quickly.
Good drive, kick out by Pulaskis. 3, no good by Smith. North Hills keeps it alive though. Bartow in the paint. Bartow shot up and in. I think he was looking to pass. Made a nice move. Got an opening around Christophic and put it up and in.
Yeah, Bartow giving away a 3-inch size differential to Christophic, but good moves on that low block freed him up.
Petcash loses his man on the fake, then throws a brick off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound, picked up by Chutko for North Hills. Down the floor comes Smith. Pulls it back. Now Chutko between the circles to the top of the key. Uses up the dribble to Smith on the right side. Minute 40 left first quarter. Smith against Jerkovic. Drive. Jerkovic says, "Get it out of here, young man."
Now Jerkovic about 4 inches taller than Nick Smith. They cleared it out for Smith and wanting him to use his speed and athleticism, but Jerkovic's got a lot of that as well.
Smith, fade away, blocked by Petcash. Or Jerkovic again, excuse me. That's not going to stop him from shooting, I can tell you that. Bartow got the ball. Turnaround shot, no good. Foul on the rebound. Which way is it going to go? I think it's going to go against Pine-Richland's Sean Colosimo.
Yeah, it's going to be their 6th personal foul. Quite a differential in fouls in the first quarter. 6 for Pine-Richland, only 2 whistled against Bud Scabos North Hills Indians.
Into Mike Smith off the inbound, Nick Smith, and Nick puts it up and in. And again, the Indians pulled within 1, 21-20. Quickly back, Pine-Richland runner good. Colosimo in the paint. He's doing a nice job going from defense to getting down and finding open floor on the offensive side. Reverse layup, no good by Pulaskis. Pine-Richland almost turns it over, but across the timeline comes Rosh. 40 seconds to go, first quarter. Petcash looking for instructions. Has the basketball. Now gets what he wants from Coach Ackerman. To Rosh down to 30. Colosimo bounces it in. Christophic shot, no good, but he draws the foul.
Wow, that's going to be 2nd on Garrett Bartow. That's a big personal foul there.
This could turn out to be a battle of attrition.
Christophic is a lot to handle, and Jeff Ackerman, the play he called, he wanted everybody to clear out and give Christophic an opportunity to get that entry pass down low, and that's exactly where he got it. Barto's going to have to do a better job of denying that entry pass, because anytime that ball gets into Christophic down low, he's going to be tough to stop.
Christophic hits them both, 25-20. Rams by 5. Slowly, Nick Smith up the floor. An indication the Indians may hold for 1, and it might be number 2 doing the holding. With the dribble way outside, they clear the floor, spread it out. Now he'll launch a 3. He back of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down, 3-point shot short by Luke Chutko. As the horn sounds, ending quarter number 1. It's Pine-Richland 25, North Hills 20. It's WPIAL Basketball 2017 here on the MSA Sports Network.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
MSA Sports. Enter your PIN number. PIN number 1000. It's for broadcast Pine-Richland boys basketball at North Hills boys basketball. Your broadcast has started. Waiting momentarily for your streaming to start.
Dawn Rebels, Steve Nagler, North Hills High School, second quarter begins. North Hills trailing 25-20, blocked by Jerkovic as he stops Andrew Palaskis, and then Jerkovic is fouled.
Palaskis trying to bury the shoulder to get some room. Jerkovic stood his ground, and we talked about length. Jerkovic has long arms, and he is going to be a tough customer for whoever he's guarding. Proved to be that for Nick Smith, and that time he was able to get the block on Palaskis.
Jerkovic in the paint, little right hand shot, no good. Ball bashed out of bounds. Last touch by Pine-Richland. We'll be posting center stage with Phil Jerkovic. We had a chance to chat with him before the game, talk a little bit about his rehab, his injury. UPMC Sports Medicine. Stay strong, play on edition of center stage. Missed by North Hills, rebound no good. Alex Glatz with the second miss after Chad Anderson had missed for North Hills. Jerkovic, right baseline jumper, an air ball. Picked out of the air by Anderson. Lob up the floor, nicely done by Chutko in traffic, gets the pass underneath. Palaskis lays it up and in.
Well, Chutko, first and foremost, made a great catch on that outlet pass, and then a great entry to Palaskis.
Christophic shot no good. I think it was Chutko trying to take the charge back on the other end. Then a collision down the Pine-Richland end of the floor, and a blocking foul called on the Rams.
It's going to go against Nolan Rosh. Rosh was trying to take the charge, but his feet were obviously still moving, and Nick Smith able to get to the hoop.
Smith will shoot a 1-and-1. So bonus time already for North Hills. Early in the second quarter, first shot good. 25-23 Rams. Speaking of center stages, we have one with Nick Smith. I think Matt Vandriak chatted with him after a recent North Hills win. Second shot, no good. MSAsports.net. Click on our YouTube page. Left wing, I should say. Shot no good by Roush. Offensive rebound, put back good to Sean Colosimo.
Colosimo has been so good for the Pine-Richland Rams, is keeping control of the basketball as Palauskas as he threw it off of Colosimo.
Boy, he did a great job, Steve. I'm not sure how he stayed in bounds to throw that ball off Colosimo.
Colosimo entered the game after Llewellyn picked up his 3rd personal foul in the first quarter. Colosimo is the 2nd leading scorer on this Rams team with 7.
Inbound, boy, the Indians are just taking Pine-Richland's lunch on those inbounds, scoring easily. Palauskas coming down that left lane, laid it up and in.
That's the 3rd bucket that they have gotten easily on inbound passes from under the hoop.
The under the hoop right side to that lane, a player coming down that left lane. All 3 times. Drive by Petcash, no. Blocking foul. Coming up, whistled against North Hills and whistled against Alex Glatz, who was trying to take the charge. So Petcash to shoot a pair. Rams by 2. First shot rolls and falls.
And Petcash now with 10. The only Pine-Richland Ram in double figures. He leads the Rams in scoring.
Second shot good. (29-25). Smith back for North Hills. Hands it off to Palauskas. Got to get a little more, I think, out of Palauskas. Buzz Gabo's team does. And all right on cue, Palauskas. Nice dish by Taylor with the pretty finish underneath. 29-27.
Palauskas with nothing in the first quarter and 6 early on here in the second.
3. Nope, they say his foot is on the line, but it still counts. Sean Colosimo on that right wing. Giving Jeff Ackerman good minutes off the bench. Nick Smith on the counter, lays it up and in for North Hills, 31-29. Both teams getting that basketball quickly up the floor. Jerkovic, wide open 3. Colosimo misses. Punch dot comes to Cam Taylor. Taylor 2-1-1. Oh, he dished it right through the legs. Through the hands and legs of Nick Smith out of bounds.
Yeah, Taylor needed to get that ball to Nick Smith earlier or alley-oop it to him. Nick Smith can jump out of the gym. A little floater would have done just nicely there, I think. And Nick Smith was not expecting that pass after Cam Taylor took it past the defender. Only the first turnover for the North Hills Indians, though.
That's impressive. Colosimo. Jerkovic now launching a 3. Rosh off the rim, no good. Rebound batted up. It comes right to Chad Anderson. Down the floor, 1-on-2. Anderson lays it up and in. And we're deadlocked at 31. Jerkovic in the forecourt to Petcash between the circles. Dribbles to his left. Petcash now back to his right, launches a 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound Anderson, looking to break, leads it up the floor to Nick Smith, pulls up, 10-footer, rim, no good. Rebound Colosimo for Pine-Richland. Quickly down to Petcash, layup, no. And he hits the floor hard. Colosimo has it again, bounces it to Petcash, layup good. And he's not going to miss 2 from close range. 33-31 Rams. Chutko, left elbow, uses up the dribble, back out to Smith. Nick Smith on the reset. Palauskas takes off right side, bump, nothing called, underneath, double team, shot, good. That's that long height, that long reach helps there.
Yeah, look, working against the smaller Sean Colosimo, who's giving away about 3 inches.
Lob to Jerkovic, brings it out. Colosimo to Rosh in the corner, now to Colosimo. Lob underneath. Layup off the window. Rattle, falls for Andrew Christophic.
Oh, great pass by Sean Colosimo. Christophic had his man sealed off, and a nice entry and an easy bucket for Christophic.
Boy, he's Colosimo been something off the Rams bench, hasn't he?
Sure has.
Whew. Nick Smith, we thought that was big-time trouble with Llewellyn picking up 3 quick fouls in 3 minutes. Scoop shot up and in by Nick Smith. He's really shown his talents here tonight, scoring just about every way you can.
And 19 points for Nick Smith.
Launching a 3. Boy, wide open, missing Rosh. Offensive rebound. It's Colosimo, no good. Then a battle for the second rebound. And a foul, I think, is going to go against Chutko.
Again, Sean Colosimo doing good work on the offensive end amongst the trees, just using his jumping ability to get in there and get offensive rebounds. That's been a problem for the North Hills Indians. They have had trouble keeping the Pine-Richland Rams off of their defensive glass. Too many second chance opportunities for the Rams.
Rams not yet in the bonus. Floor foul, so they'll inbound. Colosimo, 2:23 left, first half. Colosimo throws it over the head of Rosh. And a whistle behind the play. John Stuckert of North Hills caught the ball and was going in. I think we may have had an inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, I think they called that thinking that Stuckert touching it would have created the backcourt violation. Wow.
Jeff Ackerman's not going to have much of a problem with it. Buzz Gabos, that's going to be a tough one to swallow because there was nobody near Stuckert, and it's going to be Pine-Richland's basketball.
Now, the only thing I can think of, Don, is that maybe Stuckert stepped out of bounds right before he touched that basketball. He was really close to that sideline, and what Stuckert was trying to do is pick up that ball and take it to the hoop and get an easy bucket out of it, but I believe they might have determined that he stepped out of bounds. Now they are going to give the basketball back.
Yeah, that was a gift for Jeff Ackerman. He wasn't going to question or argue anything.
I think the ruling is he might have been out of bounds. Even still, that still constitutes the backcourt violation.
Yeah, but that whistle, I think it was inadvertent, but you don't take that possession away from North Hills because it would have been their possession. A miss for the Indians. Follow-up no good by Garrett Bartow off the miss by Taylor. And Pine-Richland down the floor looking to break a 35-35 tie. Rosh almost lost the basketball. Now an open Colosimo, near corner shot, no good. Rebound Christophic to Petcash. Another opportunity for the Rams. Ball deflected by Taylor. They're going to say out of bounds off Nolan Rosh.
Oh, that was a really good call. From my vantage point, it looked like the ball did tip off of Rosh's finger. He tried to sell it, but I think the officials got it right.
Three launched by Smith, top of the key, no good. Rebound Petcash, North Hills. Still looking for that elusive lead. In a tie game, shot good. The leaner by Christophic, contact made with Stuckert, but he gets the deuce back the other way. Missing the layup is Bartow. Here comes Colosimo for Pine-Richland. Good bounce pass, Strakovic to Petcash on the trail. And a reach-in foul against Nick Smith.
Now, the North Hills Indians are going to have to do a better job of defending Christophic on the low block. It's not easy to do because of his size and his width, but they're going to have to help down there. He's too much for Bardo or Palaskis or any of the frontline players for the North Hills Indians. They're going to have to collapse down on him and make things tougher.
Missed by Petcash. 37-35 Rams. Here comes Chutko down the heart of the paint. Shot, no, but a foul. Christophic will pick up the personal.
Now good push by Luke Chutko, who entered the lane And we'll get a nice bounce pass to Garrett Bardo. I think if Bardo would have gone straight up with that, he would have had a better chance of making the bucket.
Bardo's first shot, no good.
Easy for me to say for Bardo to go up against the 6'6" Kristofic and go right up.
Second shot missed. Offensive rebound, though, comes right to Palauskas for North Hills. He'll kick it out to Nick Smith. 55 seconds left in the half. North Hills down 2.
Now the Indians only shooting 2 of 7 from the foul line so far. That could come back to haunt in a very close basketball game.
Smith way out by half court. Now Petcash comes out to challenge. Says you're not going to dribble out this half. Under a half minute left.
Well, they are jawing at one another. This is going to be an epic battle to end the first half.
They spread the floor. Smith to Petcash. The fans are getting into it. Down to 13 seconds left. Smith waiting. Now here he comes. Takes off. Left hand shot. Up and in. Petcash, a prayer that won't be answered. And we'll go to the locker room the same as we began things about 30 minutes ago. It is North Hills 37, Pine-Richland 37. It's WPIAL Basketball 2017 here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. What am I going to do about this year's promo? What the?
Don, it's me, Sam Hall. All you need to do is say, for the inside scoop and an entertaining update of district boys and girls high school basketball, tune into the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday night at 6, only here on the network.
Well, thanks, ghost of co-host past.
But you should strongly consider bringing me back. Please, help! The traffic never stops. It's like a Georgia Titus offense. God!
That's the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
MSA Sports broadcasts are now available on both Android and iOS devices. Just navigate to the game of your choice, and on your mobile device, press the arrow or play button. It's that easy. No app needed. No matter where you are, MSA Sports content is available at your fingertips via your iPad, Android phone, iPod, and iPhone. Anytime, anywhere,
always there. The MSA Sports Network.
Halftime of this Class 6A Section 1 showdown. Deadlock, North Hills and Pine-Richland at 37 apiece. Our videographer Chris Lackner zeroing in on the North Hills pep band that is entertaining the troops and successfully drowning us out, which I think the listeners truly appreciate. Stephen, good stuff first half.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams battled as we expected. We saw Tim O'Malley in the crowd here tonight. I hope he's making a mental note to tell the playoff steering committee that these two teams need to be on separate sides of the bracket because we very well might see these two teams certainly one more time. It's going to happen in the regular season on February 7th, but you get a sneaking suspicion that these two teams might be on a collision course in the playoffs as well. Let's look at the first half scoring. First for the road Pine-Richland Rams, they were led by Andrew Petcash. He of 13 points. Good on three-pointers in the first half. Andrew Kristofic had 10. Sean Colosimo, terrific first half off the bench as Evan Llewellyn got into early foul trouble, picking up 3 personal fouls in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter. Colosimo with 9 points off the bench. Nolan Roush with 3, Evan Llewellyn with 2. The Pine-Richland Rams only with 2 turnovers in the first half. Took care of the basketball really well, and they shot 4 of 6 from the foul line. 25 points in the first quarter for the Rams, 12 points in the second quarter for their halftime total of 37 points. North Hills led by who else? Nick Smith, 21 first half points. The young man averages 26. He's well on his way to being well over his average here tonight. Andrew Palaskis with 8 points. All those points for Palaskis coming in the second quarter. Cam Taylor, Alex Glatz, Garrett Bartow, and Chad Anderson all chipping in with 2 points apiece for Buzz Gabos. Only 1 turnover for the North Hills Indians in the first half. They did not shoot it very well from the foul line. 2 of 7 from the charity stripe. And the North Hills Indians, 20 points in the first quarter, 17 points in the second quarter for their halftime total of 37 points.
Last night, these two schools met in girls basketball. Pine-Richland winning here 65-42. Pine-Richland right now, the mecca of high school basketball. Both the boys and girls teams are undefeated. Both are ranked number 1 in the MSA Sports Top 10 in Class 6A. Second half thoughts, and the second half is straight ahead. Again, the score at the half is Pine-Richland 37, North Hills 37. You are listening and watching in our video stream game of the week, WPIAL Basketball 2017 on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, First in Turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, First in Turf.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
This is Josh Roundtree from the PIHL Power Play Show at MSASports.net. Along with Kevin Zolmansky, we plan to bring you the best high school hockey talk in Western PA this season. We'll cover every classification, AAA, AA, Single A, and D2.
All right, D2, Gordon Bombay, Charlie Conway, the Bash Brothers,
Kevin.
Wolf the Dennis Stenson, the Flying V?
No, Kevin, it's Division 2.
It's Knuckle Puck time?
All right, it's Knuckle Puck time. It's the PIHL Power Play Show sponsored by Chatham University every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock at MSASports.net.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
High school wrestling is in full swing for yet another season, and inside of WPIAL Wrestling Circle is here to cover it every step of the way. But to bulk up our coverage, we had to bring in some help.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color for the town?
No, not that help. Instead, we turn to the Pennsylvania Wrestling Man of the Year.
I'm Jeff Upson of PA Power Wrestling. Each week we will break down the matches, the tournaments, and more to give you the most in-depth analysis of wrestling like you've never seen before.
Listen in to Inside of WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7, only here on the MSA Sports Network.
With Steve Nagler, Chris Lackner, our videographer, I'm Don Rebel. 37 all. Nothing settled through 2 quarters. Pine-Richland 4-0 in the section, 11-0 overall. North Hills 37, 4-0 in the section, 10-1 overall. Rams begin the third quarter with the basketball, going left to right. Jerkovic to Kristofic, batted away. Jerkovic gets it back. Right side, launching a 3, Llewellyn, no good. Follow up, Llewellyn has it. Tips it to himself, goes back out to Jerkovic. Jerkovic finds a cutter and wash to the hoop, but it was knocked away by Chutko. Ball tied up, and alternate possession to North Hills. So an empty possession for the Rams. North Hills. Would this be their first lead, Steve, if they are successful? Looking for their first lead of the game. Working around quickly, 3, launched right wing, no good by Palaskis. Jerkovic with the rebound. Gets it up to Llewellyn. Petcash trailing, top of the key, nails a 3.
The Pine-Richland second half starting exactly how the first half started with an Andrew Petcash three-pointer.
Nick Smith, back of the iron, no good, and a little floater from the paint. Jerkovic with the basketball up to Llewellyn. Llewellyn hesitates off the glass. It will not fall. Rebound by Chutko. He'll bring it up the floor himself for the Indians to Smith. Nick Smith, right-hand dribble. 1-on-1 against Petcash. Now a pill off. Go to Chutko. Chutko gets it to Cam Taylor, and Taylor throws it away.
Both teams with a turnover to start this second half. Really lauded both these teams for how well they took care of the basketball in the first half.
Roush bounce pass, sort of tied up. Jerkovic, then the ball ends up knocked out of bounds by North Hills, so a break for the Rams. Llewellyn to trigger. Only lasted 3 minutes of the first quarter, picked up 3 fouls. Spin move, good one. Jerkovic couldn't get it to fall. Kristofic rebound. Little double hand hook, shot no good. Rebound by Chutko for North Hills. He tried the home run pass, swatted right back at him. Then he goes over to Glatz, and something popped up on the floor. They will blow the whistle. One of those volleyball net covers. And everything's okay.
Notably off the score sheet in the first half was Phil Jerkovic for the Pine-Richland Rams. He averages 13 points per game, nothing in the first half.
Palaskis with the drive.
Oh, I think Evan Llewellyn just picked up his 4th.
Yep.
Bad news for Evan Llewellyn. Good news for Sean Colosimo, though. He is back into this basketball game after a 9-point first half off the bench.
Well, you got to wonder if that was a tough decision going back to Llewellyn the way Colosimo played in that first half. But every team, you accept your role. That's what coaches will tell you. Nick Smith drives the right lane. Oh, nice move, but too hard off the glass, no good. Did a nice job to get around Kristofic. Ball tied up for the rebound. It'll be Pine-Richland basketball.
You don't see Nick Smith miss an easy bucket very often. It is amazing how well he gets to the hoop, whether it's against a small, quick defender, or in that case, he took Kristofic to the rim.
Lob to Kristofic. Weak side helped Taylor, knocked it away. But Kristofic gets it back. Jerkovic now to Colosimo in the right wing. Foul away from the basketball against North Hills.
Going to go against Palaskis, who was a little bit too aggressive trying to push Jerkovic off of that low box.
40-37 Pine-Richland. They have the only 3 points of this. There's a 5-second call. Whew.
That was a quick 5 seconds.
Man, there were no Mississippis there. It's like Ohio. 1 Ohio, 2 Ohio, 3 Ohio. Layup good, Andrew Palaskis. Cuts the lead to 1, 40-39. Pine-Richland back quickly. Jerkovic, little floater from 5 is up and in with the right hand. North Hills wastes a little time. Palaskis drive, no, but a foul. And he'll shoot a pair. So the two that were very quiet in the first half on the score sheet, Jerkovic for Pine-Richland, Palaskis for North Hills, responding here in quarter 3.
It's amazing how these two teams love the up-tempo. They're skilled teams, they're big. You wouldn't think that maybe with as big as these teams are that they would like to run as much as they do, but both teams do like getting up and down the court quickly and trying to score points even on made baskets quickly. Well, you're right, Don. Palaskis had a slow start, no points in the first quarter. He now has 11.
Second shot good. 42-41. And now North Hills comes with pressure. Pine-Richland breaks it rather easily. Petcash, open right wing. Rim no good. Offensive rebound, though, for the Rams. Nolan Rosh keeps it alive. Jerkovic in the far corner. Now to the wing to Rosh. Hands it off to Petcash. Between the circles, Jerkovic left wing. Marks out instructions. Kristofic, patient offensive half-court set here for the Rams. Petcash drives the right lane, stops. Kristofic in the paint, turnaround glass and in.
Too easy. Kristofic getting a good position, and quickly the other way, the North Hills Indians again. Bartow able to score on the fast break.
Smith, the long pass from half court, frees up the 6'3 junior for the lay-in. Jerkovic bounce pass a little too hard. Nice job by Rosh to track it down before it went into the Rams bench. Jerkovic to Colosimo. Now it's Rosh. Stops at a dime, and that dime moved. Lost his pivot. Travel. North Hills basketball. Indians down 1. Nick Smith. Forecourt. Bartow. And a pass deflected. I think it was Petcash got a hand on that. Out of bounds, still North Hills possession. Chutko to trigger in front of the Pine-Richland student body, where I'm sure well-wishers are flying left and right. Turnaround in the paint, forcing up a shot, no good as Taylor hit the floor. Rebound Petcash for Pine-Richland. Bounces it to Rosh. Jerkovic in the corner. Now he'll bring it out to the near wing. Now he'll take off. Right baseline, whips a pass in the corner. 3 launch, no good by Colosimo. Nick Smith up the floor for North Hills. Dribbled off his foot, no problem. Gets it to Chutko. To Palaskis. Back to Chutko, but Chutko hadn't reestablished himself. He was trying to come from the right blocks to the right corner and had stepped out of bounds to get away from the traffic and hadn't reestablished himself. Buzz Gabos disagrees.
Now that was just not a real headsy play by Palaskis. I put that turnover on him. He could have seen Chutko out of the corner of his eyes being out of bounds.
They just hold on the ball for an extra half second. Drive right lane, up and in. Phil Jerkovic, the Notre Dame recruit, puts the Rams up by 3 and a steal. It's Colosimo with the theft. All the way, shot no good. Offensive rebound, Jerkovic up and in. Indians got to be careful here. Nick Smith into the forecourt. Lead is 5. Smith, spin move, dumps underneath. Trying to get it to Bardo, deflected out of bounds by Pine-Richland.
And Kasanovic, the 6'4" junior, getting his hand in there.
Sebastian Kasanovic seeing action for the first time here this evening. Smith for North Hills. Backs his way down into the right blocks. Forces one up, shot no good. Good defense there by Jerkovic. Smith forced the issue.
Yeah, Jerkovic poses an interesting challenge for Nick Smith, just with his size and length. And timeout called by the North Hills Indians. I think this is a pretty good timeout by Buzz Gabos. Wants to slow this game down. Right now, the Pine-Richland Rams have opened up what was a 1-point lead into a 5-point lead, and they have control of the basketball.
I agree. Again, a 5-point lead is not much, but it has come quickly. And just the response there by the Indians, too. I thought a very important possession, and you saw Nick Smith sort of forcing the issue on the right block, so you don't want them to lose their focus, because that's what happens against these good teams. You lose focus even for a couple minutes out of the 32 minutes of game time, and that's enough to cost you. Rosh to Jerkovic. Oh, Rosh got an elbow from Jerkovic as he passed him. Jerkovic was holding the ball aloft. Jerkovic has the ball in the paint. Turnaround up and in. Quickly down the floor. Smith lobs it to Bardo. He was underneath the hoop, and he's going to be bailed out by the foul call. He had nowhere to go, but he will shoot a pair.
Well, that was a late call, too, and a lot of people in this gym felt like Bardo might have traveled. I think the foul came earlier by Kasanovic, actually getting a body on Bardo, which caused him to travel.
Most officials, unless it's really bad, are not going to bail you out in those instances. Ball loose on the floor. North Hills tracks it down. Palaskis then has his feet taken out by a sliding Sebastian Kasanovic, excuse me, will pick up the foul. Nothing he could do. He's going for the loose ball.
Yeah, good hustle by Kasanovic. Picks up his second personal in about 30 seconds.
They come quickly for these Rams, don't they?
And they do.
North Hills basketball. Indians down 7. Nick Smith. They spread the floor. He takes it. Now dumps it off. Palaskis right blocks. Lost the basketball. Smith gets it. Lays it up and in. Gratuitous bounce there for the Indians. 50-45. Petcash open three, no good. Rebound by Bartow. Gives it to Chutko and now to Nick Smith. And it seems the Indians have regained their footing, and just as I say that, pass picked off by Colosimo. 2-on-1. A little too fancy. Jerkovic will slow it down now. He and Rosh went back and forth. No one wanted to shoot. Now Rosh will a three, no good.
Wow, Rosh has had a lot of looks, open looks, as Jeff Ackerman wants to call a timeout. It's a good timeout that he called because...
Save possession.
Save possession, yeah. He saw his team kind of scrambling around there. He is not happy with Nolan Rosh right now. Rosh has had about 5 wide open looks from behind the arc in the first and second half so far, and he has not been able to knock down a single. He has one, but he has not been able to knock down more than the one three-pointer that he's taken.
Well, that was the perfect 2-on-1.
Yeah.
The pass that came to Rosh, he was right where you want to be, right in the heart of the paint, near the hoop, and he, for whatever reason, tried to go back to Jerkovic.
Yeah, I think that's probably the reason why Jeff Ackerman was so upset with Nolan Rosh. Wanted him to take that ball right to the hoop. He got a good pass. No reason to send it back to Jerkovic.
Under a minute to go, third quarter. Rams also could decide to hold for one here. Already up to 5. Jerkovic, left elbow. Now he'll pull up, jumper, back of the rim, no good. Rebound, fight for, and a foul against North Hills.
I think they're going to get Cam Taylor, who came hacking to try to knock that ball free. That's going to be his second personal.
It's not a bad idea to see more of that, where guys who aren't in position to get a rebound trying to smack it away. But you just got to be careful you just don't come smacking other guys' arms and wrists. Petcash right elbow jumper, rim, no. Tip controlled by Garrett Bartow for North Hills.
Now Bartow's doing a nice job on that defensive glass.
Nick Smith across the timeline. Guarded by Jerkovic. Under 10. Under 5. Smith drives, cut off, pass deflected, stolen. They won't get a shot off. They prevent North Hills from scoring. And through 3, it's Pine-Richland 50, North Hills 45. You are listening and watching WPIAL Basketball 2017. Our video stream game of the week here on the MSA Sports Network.
Make sure to follow the MSA Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, links to our articles, and much more. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/MSA Sports and get in on the conversation with thousands of local sports fans. Follow us on Twitter at MSA Sports and check out our YouTube channel, MSA Sports WPIAL, for hundreds of video interviews with local student athletes, game highlights, and more. Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or our websites, MSA Sports is the place to go for high school sports in Western Pennsylvania.
Right now, when you refer a friend to open a new personal or business checking account at First Commonwealth Bank, you can earn a generous cash reward. It doesn't even have to be a friend. Could be a relative. Could be a Bruins fan. Could be that guy over there with the weird hair thing going on. It doesn't matter. Refer anyone to open an account and it will really pay off for you. They'll even get a cash reward themselves, no matter who they root for. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC. Learn more at a local branch or visit fcbanking.com.
Dawn Rebels, Steve Nagler, Chris Lackner. Video stream game of the week. A good one as expected. 50-45, Pine-Richland leads as we begin the fourth quarter. Rams trying to remain undefeated and number 1 in Class 6A and in first place in Section 1. Smith fakes a 3, drives in, triple teamed, bumps into Petcash, who's going to pick up the foul. And he can't believe it.
Well, the Pine-Richland Rams are doing a much better job of collapsing on Nick Smith. They're going to give the outside shot to Nick Smith because he's not a great outside shooter. But, you know, when he goes one-on-one, what you want to do as a defense, you want to suck back down. You want to collapse where he has to go through 2-3 different bodies. And that's what they've done a good job of here in the second half, limiting him to only 2 points in the third quarter.
Smith free throw good. Petcash keeps checking his mouth. I think he might have some blood that he's trying to make sure no one else sees. Second shot good. I think he tried to signal Jeff Ackerman, but realizes if somebody sees it, he's got to come out. Again, Pine-Richland breaks that North Hills pressure. It's Rosh to Petcash. Petcash dribbles to his left. Oh, nice job switching left hand to right hand off the glass and in from short range on the left blocks. And then a travel called against Pulaskis.
Well, North Hills Indians, Don, only 1 turnover in the first half. They now have turned it over 6 times in the second half. Have not taken care of the basketball nearly as well here in the second half.
The last 4 digits of that winning ticket are 7059. Again, those last 4 digits, 7059. You can claim your winnings behind the scores table, 668-7059.
Pine-Richland will close out the first half of section play at home Tuesday when they host the Shaler Titans. A tough year for the Titans, 0-5. 2-10 overall. North Hill's a tougher task. They head up the road to North Allegheny High School, game you can hear at MSAsports.net. North Hills against North Allegheny. NA currently tied with Butler for third place at 2-2. Pittsburgh Central Catholic a half game back. Top 4 teams make it. And if more than 4 teams are tied for a playoff spot and head-to-head tiebreaker does not break the tie, then you could have more than 4 teams headed to the postseason from your section. The way it's set up now, if it is a 12-team field, 4 teams would get a bye. You'd have to think 2 teams from this section 1, the top 2 teams, and we could be looking at them, would be amongst the 4 getting a bye to the quarterfinals. Djokovic after the timeout. Kasanovic to Djokovic. Now it's Kristofic. Kasanovic, quick passes. Djokovic stripped away. Ball loose. Ball still loose. Oh, ball was never tied up, but a quick whistle.
Well, they're looking at Andrew Pulaskis. He went down a little awkwardly on his right arm, and I don't know if maybe his head hit the floor. But you're right, Don. That whistle should never have been blown. That ball was never tied up.
I could understand a whistle because of the fear of Pulaskis, because he was in a very susceptible position with that shoulder torqued back, but that ball was never tied up. It was loose, rolling around the whole time. And now Petcash tripped up by Smith. And Smith will pick up the foul.
A nice little game within the game between Nick Smith and Andrew Petcash, both very successful here tonight. Smith with 25, Petcash has 18.
I believe both are teammates in the same AAU team. They're good friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that goes out the window in competition.
No doubt. They want to get the best of each other when they go at each other. I guarantee it's going to be a lot of love after this basketball game, but not until then.
It's like you and a Mitch Mitchell.
No, there's really no love between me and Mitch Mitchell, ever.
To Rosh, you can see the Rams squeezing some time on each possession too. Great pass underneath. Sebastian Kasanovic with a great spin move. Right block, lays it up and in, 54-47.
Made himself available, got a good pass.
Three launched by Smith, no good. Battle for the rebound. Kasanovic maybe picking up the foul here as he bumped into Pulaskis. Floor foul. Indians inbound. Trico. Shot around the rim, no good. And rebound out of bounds to the Indians. Good effort by the junior, Kasanovic. Ending up in friendly territory, the Pine-Richland student body. Nick Smith. Right wing drive, shot, window and in, and he is fouled.
Now, Nick Smith is just a scorer. Flat out, he's a scorer. Doesn't matter if he's 6'1", going against somebody that's 6'3", 6'4". He's going to be able to use his body to get position and get space to make shots. And that's what he did against the much bigger Andrew Kristofic, who picks up his second personal foul. He is really amazing.
Bounces around and pops out. Pine-Richland with the rebound. Rosh to the forecourt to Petcash. Petcash squeezes between a pair of defenders. Pass picked off. Stolen by Taylor. Layup good.
Cam Taylor anticipating that pass, cutting off the passing lane. That's what North Hills needs to get back into this basketball game.
Intended for Colosimo. Taylor sniffed it out. Gets the steal and the deuce. Now Dracovic for Pine-Richland. Lead whittled to 3, 54-51. Right elbow jumper good by Sean Colosimo. 56-51. Smith. And again, the Indians spread the floor. Looking for Smith to do some damage. Drives down the left lane. 1-on-3. Shot no good. Rebound by Pine-Richland, then almost stolen by Pulaskis. Good effort, but he couldn't keep it from going out of bounds.
Now, Smith does not come out of basketball games. And you wonder if he might be getting just a little bit tired. That drive to the hoop just lacked a little bit of gas.
Well, he gets up there and knocks the ball into the crowd on a steal attempt. Still Pine-Richland basketball. That's a big game. It's a big game for both teams. But maybe more so for North Hills. They're already, the fact they lost to this team. They haven't beaten this Pine-Richland team here at home in 3 years. Good passes for the Rams. Shot by Kristofic, blocked away. Here come the Indians on the fast break. Layup good by Andrew Pulaskis. Off a great feed by Cam Taylor. No, they did not play their best game in the finals last year after the two teams split in the regular season, winning on the road. Shot no good by Colosimo, out of bounds. Off of North Hills. It'll be Pine-Richland basketball with 3:51 left.
I'm not sure about that. It looked like that went off of Rosh's thigh. That's a big call.
Colosimo to trigger. Got to get it in. Barely does to Petcash. Petcash. And a timeout is called. Petcash was saying something to the official after Smith tried to reach in and get a steal. Timeout, 3:45 left. One possession game at 56-53. We will break. More coming up. You are listening and watching WPIAL Basketball 2017 on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S.
Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. Both Steve Nagler and I are pro grass fans. We're also pro pep band. North Hills pep band. In attendance. All right, Don Rebel is pro pep band. Pine-Richland after the timeout with the basketball 3-point lead, 3:33 left here in quarter number 4. Pet Cash, very deliberate now, the Rams are. Jakovic to Rosh. Pet Cash fires and scores from the top of the key, a 3.
Well, that is a big, big 3 from Andrew Petcash. Looked at it, thought about it, and finally pulled the trigger.
Smith tries to answer his 3, though. Clanks off the iron, no good. And now Smith will pick up the foul as Andrew Kristofic was driving down the right lane.
Well, what a swing there. The Pine-Richland Rams up 3. Petcash hits the stone-cold 3 right in the face of Nick Smith. Smith comes down and forces a 3 from near NBA range, and it was not even close.
Free throw missed by Kristofic. Petcash, he had as soon as he got the ball, he had an open look. Didn't take it, hesitated. The defender never moved, so he just said, well, I will take it then. And buried it. Second shot good. Lead is 7 now, 60-53. Smith, right side, good pass underneath, layup good by Andrew Palaskis.
That's what the North Hills Indians need right now, is quick trips, quick buckets. They don't want to hurry their possessions, but they don't want to take a ton of time either.
Rams break the pressure. Again, just quick, crisp passes. Jakovic on a miss. Ball loose. Coming up with his Colosimo underneath Jakovic. Reverse layup, no. Loose ball. Chutko has it for North Hills. Quickly up the floor. Nick Smith pass. Too far for Palaskis, out of bounds.
Yeah, Palaskis was in between strides. That's the only thing that happened there. It really wasn't all that high. It was just a poor timed pass. It really nobody's fault. Palaskis just couldn't get that stride foot down in time to get up off the ground and get that ball.
There's a pass trying for Kristofic underneath by Colosimo. Hit the bottom of the backboard. North Hills has it. Open 3 left side. Good! Cam Taylor with a big tray for the Indians. And the lead sliced to 2. Petcash to Colosimo to Petcash. Lobs it over near side Rosh. Kristofic back to Rosh on the near side. Now Petcash, Jerkovic. Colosimo doesn't shoot. Colosimo underneath. Kristofic wide open, layup good.
Wow, great look by Colosimo. I thought he was going to pull the trigger on a wide open shot from the corner. He opted not to. Found Kristofic wide open underneath the hoop. Kristofic makes no mistake. The North Hills Indians call timeout. Down 4, 1:16 to go.
62-58. If you are enjoying the live or archive video stream, plenty more coming. Not only will we have a game of the week during the regular season, but plenty of exclusive coverage of the WPIAL playoffs and the path to the peak. Audio and video coverage only at MSAsports.net. Start thinking about the playoffs now that you reach the midway point of section play.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do. Teams looking to position themselves like these two teams. Others looking just to make the postseason.
Indian basketball, they trail by 4. Minute 14 left in regulation. Chutko to Nick Smith, drives the baseline, kicks it out, 3 open, Taylor missed. Jerkovic had his hands in the rebound. Look out, he ends up in the North Hills bench. And they're going to say North Hills basketball.
Wow.
And I think that's the right call.
There's a lot of contact over there, though. Jerkovic, his body momentum took him out of bounds. I thought he might have gotten pushed, but no call. Gives the ball back to the North Hills Indians.
Need to score here. Smith outside, guarded by Jerkovic. Now they switch off. It's Kristofic on Smith. Smith wants to go at Kristofic. Shot up and in, and he is fouled.
Well, Nick Smith got the matchup that he wanted because of a pick. He found himself one-on-one against the much bigger but slower Andrew Kristofic, and he took him to the rack again.
62-60, Smith free throw, good. Rams lead down to 1 with 46 seconds left, and North Hills will come with pressure.
The Pine-Richland Rams have not had any trouble so far with this 1-2-2 pressure, and quick foul given by Chad Anderson. It's a good foul to give because they're not yet in the bonus.
Yeah, that's only the 5th, so they got to use them up pretty quick to get the Rams on the line. Jerkovic to Petcash, still in the backcourt. Crosses the timeline, 38 seconds left. To Rosh, to Petcash. Petcash in the corner, Colosimo. And now Rosh is fouled.
That is not who Buzz Gabos wanted to give the foul. Nick Smith now has 4. He has to be really careful.
And his teammates need to know that too. That he can't be the man to foul and stop the clock. Next foul will put the Rams on the line. Rosh dribbling around, nobody's stopping him. Now this pocket is picked. Smith to steal, layup, good. Ten seconds left. Timeout, Pine-Richland.
Wow.
Rosh had his pocket picked at midcourt. It came to Nick Smith, and he lays it up and in.
First lead for the North Hills Indians comes with 7.9 seconds left to go in this basketball game. And what a time for it. Nick Smith getting the steal and the bucket. He's got 32 points. And the Pine-Richland Rams have one more possession to win this basketball game.
Rams had several opportunities to score in the last minute of game action, and yet they were in that delay mode, keep away mode, and I have seen so many teams lose games because they're not looking to score the basketball. I understand trying to kill time, but if a team is giving you either a good shooter, an open shot, or layups, you got to take them and score.
I agree. Got to stay aggressive. It's okay. It's one thing to run a weave or some sort of an offense to take time off the clock, but in that offensive formation, you need to look for cracks in that defense still. It's what got you to this point of having the lead.
Well, Pine-Richland hadn't even set up yet in Buzz Gabo's calls time. Usually, you'll want to see what a team is setting up. He did see who was going to trigger, but other than that, there really wasn't much else to see when he called his timeout. So
I think it was Cam Taylor, Don, number 24, that really made that steal. He kind of came up from behind the ball handler and kind of tipped that ball and went right to Nick Smith. Perfect for the North Hills Indians. And Smith, once he gets that ball in the open court, he knows what to do with it. He knows how to score the basketball.
7 seconds left. So many options for Pine-Richland. Petcash outside. Kristofic, Jerkovic, mid-range to inside. Colosimo, outside or inside.
I think Andrew Petcash is who I'd want the ball in his hands. If I'm Jeff Ackerman, I say let's get the ball to Andrew Petcash. I want to see him drive the lane, but guys like Kristofic have to be ready.
I totally agree, but if you got 3 white jerseys around number 5 in green, you have other options.
Yeah, absolutely. And there will be. Well, he's going to inbound the basketball, but it's going to come right back to him. And I guarantee you, Nick Smith, who's guarding that inbound, he knows it.
Yep. Petcash has it. Open 3, Colosimo. Good! Timeout, North Hills. Sean Colosimo buries a 3. And the Rams regain the lead.
0.9 seconds to go, too. What a great play. Everybody knew the ball was going to go to Andrew Petcash. He inbounded it. Came, got that basketball, and 2 North Hills Indians went right to Andrew Petcash, which was perfect for Sean Colosimo, who came up. Petcash saw the situation, saw the double team, got the ball back to Colosimo. Cold-blooded from 21 feet. Colosimo, amazing off the bench tonight. 14 points in what looks like it very well might be a win for the Pine-Richland Rams.
Well, Nick Smith will have something to say. They put 1.6 seconds on the clock. And I would be stunned if it's anyone but number 2 launching this prayer. They're going to have to go the distance. Pine-Richland knows it'll probably be going to number 2. Not as many options, not to slight the Indians, but not as many options in this situation as Pine-Richland, I believe.
By the way, Don, Sean Colosimo averaging 4.4 points per game coming into tonight. And he has given them 14.
Here we go, pass picked off. It came to Bardo at midcourt. They were actually going to try to get it to Cam Taylor, but the pass intercepted, and Pine-Richland remains undefeated. What a game. Sean Colosimo off the Rams bench. And Pine-Richland celebrates. The great news, they will do it again. February 7th at Pine-Richland. Get your tickets now. Postgame show is coming up. Final score, the Pine-Richland Rams 65, the North Hills Indians 63. You have been listening and watching a thriller, WPIAL basketball, here on the MSA Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou. Carlo University, a proud sponsor of the MSA Sports Network.
What you want? What you want?
What you want is to stay warm this winter by logging on to www.msasports.net each and every day. We have all the schedules, the scores, the rankings, and the standings of the high school winter sports, plus weekly shows like Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle, the PIHL Power Play Show, and the WPIAL Roundball Report, along with live and archive broadcasts of whatever your favorite high school sport is. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this winter. It's the MSA Sports Network.
This is Josh Roundtree from the PIHL Power Play Show at MSAsports.net. Along with Kevin Zolmansky, we plan to bring you the best high school hockey talk in Western PA this season. We'll cover every classification, AAA, AA, Single A, and D2.
All right, D2, Gordon Bombay, Charlie Conway, the Bash Brothers,
Kevin.
Wolf the Dennis Stenson, the Flying V?
No, Kevin, it's Division 2.
It's Knuckle Puck time?
All right, it's Knuckle Puck time. It's the PIHL Power Play Show sponsored by Chatham University every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock at MSAsports.net.
What am I going to do about this year's promo? What the?
Don, it's me, Sam Hall. All you need to do is say, for the inside scoop and an entertaining update of district boys and girls high school basketball, tune into the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday night at 6, only here on the network.
Well, thanks, ghost of co-host past.
But you should strongly consider bringing me back. Please, help! The traffic never stops. It's like a Georgia kind of offense.
That's the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
Well, if that doesn't get you ready for the second half of high school basketball, I'm not sure what will. Welcome back to North Hills High School, along with Steve Nagler, Chris Lackner. I'm Don Rebel. A thriller between two of the top teams in WPIAL's Class 6A. They met last year for gold in the Quad A Championship. No one would be surprised if they meet again somewhere in the postseason. We know they will meet again in the regular season, February 7th at Pine-Richland. After North Hills takes the lead with 7 seconds remaining. Is that you?
That might be me.
Pine-Richland comes back. 3-pointer by Sean Colosimo off the bench with 1.6 seconds remaining. Keeps the Rams undefeated. 65-63, they knock off the North Hills Indians. We are hoping to get Jeff Ackerman, the Pine-Richland coach, up here to our facility. We are upstairs, so it is much more adventurous when you're up high to get the winning coaches. There was other media here as well, which I'm sure are discussing with Coach Ackerman, who him and the Rams jettisoned quickly to the locker room after shaking the hands of the North Hills Indians. It was a dandy.
It was everything that I was hoping it to be. I was very excited to watch this basketball game, knowing the stature of these two basketball teams, how good that they are, their history. fact that these were the two teams in Quad A last year that did battle for the championship down at the Pete, and it did not disappoint. It was nip and tuck all the way through. Pine-Richland was able to gain a little bit of a lead early on in the first half, but Nick Smith really drove the North Hills Indians back into this basketball game. Tied it at the half at 37. Pine-Richland ran out to a 5-point lead after 3 quarters, and North Hills took their first lead with 7.9 seconds left on a turnover and a Nick Smith layup. But the Pine-Richland Rams were undaunted, and that's kind of where you love, as if you're Jeff Ackerman, you love to have seniors experience in your lineup, because it was obvious that this Pine-Richland team was not shaken by that lead change late. And Andrew Petcash, I think credit to him. He scored 21 points here tonight, but he did not try to force that last possession. I think a lot of scorers would have tried to make that their time, and yet he saw the double team drawn to him, and he was able to slide the ball back over to Sean Colosimo, who, listen, he's a senior too, folks. He showed a lot of poise in taking that pass and knocking down that final 3. And the Pine-Richland Rams able to withstand the late push by the North Hills Indians. They win 65-63. Let's quickly take a look at some of the numbers from this dandy. The Pine-Richland Rams led by Andrew Petcash with those 21 points. Andrew Kristofic back from injury, his second game back. He had 15 points. And Sean Colosimo off the bench with 14 points. Phil Jerkovic with 8, all 8 points from, Jerkovic, all 8 points from him coming in the second half. And Nolan Roush had 3. Evan Llewellyn and Sebastian Kasanovic with 2 points apiece. The Pine-Richland Rams scoring 25 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second quarter, 13 in the third quarter, and 15 in the fourth quarter for their game total of 65 points. Only 7 turnovers for the Pine-Richland Rams. That is a very clean basketball game if you're Jeff Ackerman, and they were 5 of 8 from the foul line. North Hills Indians led by Nick Smith, averaging 26.2 points per game coming into this night. He's able to better that with a 32-point total, leading all scorers. Andrew Polaskis with 16 points. Polaskis had no points after the first quarter. All 16 points coming in the final 3 quarters for the senior Polaskis. Cam Taylor with 7. Garrett Bartow with 4 off the bench. Chad Anderson and Alex Glatz with 2 points apiece for the North Hills Indians, who scored 20 points in the first quarter, 17 points in the second quarter, 8 in the third, and 18 points in the fourth quarter, but it just was not enough. Their game total of 63, 2 points shy of the Pine-Richland Rams total. North Hills turning it over 10 times, still a pretty nice total if you're Buzz Gabos. And the North Hills Indians are going to look at how they shot it from the foul line and probably kick themselves a little bit. 7 of 13 from the charity stripe, and just not good enough to get it done here tonight. Again, your final score, the Pine-Richland Rams 65 and the North Hills Indians 63.
That's our scoring recap, sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, powering the Stay Strong and Play On program with MSA Sports. Going to swing that around, Chris, or? Like a fireside chat we'll have with Coach on his way up.
Want me to give him my headset?
Yeah. Coaching interview, post-game interview, sponsored by Carlow University, proud sponsor of all girls high school sports here on the MSA Sports Network. Wow. Coach is making his way up. The Rams hosting Shaler Tuesday. They will begin the second half of section play January 24th against North Allegheny. Next Friday they have a non-section game against Steel Valley. North Hills, tough week next week, close out the first half of section play at North Allegheny, and then open up next Friday the second half of section play at Butler against the Golden Tornado. Jeff Ackerman, kind enough to join us. The long trek up.
Mr. Rebel, how are you, sir?
Intercepted several times, I'm sure, in between. Well, it doesn't get any worse than that, or any better than that, does it?
Not about high school basketball.
No, not at all. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's talk about the timeout. 1.6 seconds left. You have the basketball, or the 7 seconds left. You have the basketball.
Yep.
We were talking about it will probably go to Andrew Petcash, but I mentioned that you have other options. If everybody is coming in on Petcash, you the one luxury you have is that there are other options. Petcash triggers. Gets it to, I believe it was Colosimo, who then gives it right back to Petcash, and of course then everybody's thinking number 5 is going to fire.
Right.
Again, if it was drawn up this way, even if it wasn't, what a great job not forcing the issue,
right.
Dumping it back to Sean, and Sean buries the 3-point.
We were trying to actually go into Phil right off the bat. We're trying to go into Phil right off the bat, and they had him double teamed. So the play was to go to Sean and back to Andrew, and if he didn't have it, and Sean was going to keep it.
The trigger was supposed to go to Phil.
Well, originally we were going to try to lob it in. If we had one-on-one in the post, we were going to go into Phil.
All right.
But they had 2 guys on him, so that wasn't going to work. So we knew right away that part of it was not going to work. So we said it's either going to go into Sean. We were trying to go into Nolan then second, but Nolan felt they were playing him too aggressively. He told me before the timeout, so we said we'll go right into Sean then. And so we went right in there. Andrew's supposed to come off and get a handoff, but
does Andrew have that option if for whatever reason he's got that look?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, if we can't go into Phil, we try to go to the next guard, and then Andrew's going to try to come off for some type of handoff or something. But they had 2 or 3 guys on him, and so Sean was wide open.
So it's like a pass-run option. You're sort of reading what they're
many
doing.
options as we can have.
Yeah.
And so we had a timeout too. If we didn't like it, we were going to call timeout. But we thought we were okay with the fact that they had 2 guys on Phil, and I don't blame them for putting 2 guys on Phil. But Sean's been shooting the ball really well. He shot the ball really well last Saturday. Shot the ball really well last Friday. He's playing really well for us right now. And we're not 12-0 because we have Andrew and Phil. They're definitely our 2 best players. But we have Andrew Kostovic, and we have a lot of other guys that can play.
At the time, it was not good news. Evan Llewellyn, 3.5 minutes into the game, picks up his 3rd foul. You rolled the dice keeping him in there with 2. He picks up his 3rd foul, and that pretty much neuters him for the rest of the half. You bring in Sean, and Sean just did so many things on both ends of the floor. I thought it was a tough decision for you to begin the 3rd quarter. You came back with Evan, but that couldn't have been an easy decision.
The only reason I went back to Evan, Evan's our best defender, but with 3 fouls, he's really compromised at that point. But I felt like I wanted to get him back in the flow of the game because he hadn't played in so long. I figured if I didn't go to him then, by the time you put him back in the 4th quarter, he sat for so long, he's not really in the flow of the game. So I went right back with Evan, and he gave us some good minutes there at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Then he picked up his 4th, and then we were actually going to put him. I was going to put him back in at the very end for defense because he is our best defender. But we just went with what we had because we thought we were playing well. So
this game, to the surprise of nobody, was tight throughout. I think maybe the biggest lead was around the 7-point mark. You guys had the lead. Really, the North Hills scoring late on the Nick Smith steal and layup. That's their first lead of the game. So you guys had the lead, but every time it looked like you were going to pull away, they came charging back. Every time it looked like they were going to maybe get the lead, you guys would slightly pull away. It was pretty much a classic matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they really cranked their defense up there at the end. Really, really aggressive. I thought maybe there could have been some hand checks and some fouls, but they weren't called. So we had to fight through it. We turned the ball over a couple times, gave them some breakaway layups, let them score easily. And against a team like that, they thrive on playing, up and down. They've been scoring 80 points a game. So we wanted to try to control them as much as we could, not give them easy baskets. And we gave them a couple at the end.
Nick's going to get his, but I thought you guys did a great job, especially in the first half, on Andrew Pulaskis.
Yeah, he got us in the second quarter on breakouts, long passes out and then attacking from the wing. He scored a couple points there. But, we have a lot of, good athletes, great athletes, but, we're big, like Phil 6'5", Andrew 6'4", Kristofik 6'6", and even like Sean Strong and Nolan, they're strong kids. So, and then Sebastian came in and gave us great minutes off the bench. Sebastian.
Yes. And that's the thing too. And again, as you mentioned at the outset, Andrew and Phil get the publicity. They deserve that publicity. But this is not a two-man crew. You had the supporting cast last year, and you got guys knowing their roles, accepting their roles, and going out there and doing everything it takes to get the Rams victory every night.
Kristofik's played 4 games now. He's been in double figures almost every night. And he was a little winded tonight. He wasn't quite as active rebounding-wise as he normally is. He was in double figures. He scored 15, and he was 6 for 9 from the field. But, he's normally a better rebounder than he was tonight. But he was a little bit winded, and they were really breaking out on him and so forth. So we just did whatever we had to do to survive. We had a 7-point lead. I would have liked to take care of the ball, gone to the foul line, make our foul shots, and not hit a game-winning 3 to win it. But
we appreciate the bump in the ratings. But
anytime we can handle adversity and overcome it, we're thrilled. So we're happy with the win, and this was a great atmosphere, great high school basketball game, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend a Friday night than this basketball game.
You're knocking on the door of the midway point. Tuesday against Shaler, you get the midway point of section play. Obviously, you guys are unscathed through the first half, but just in general, I mean, you want to win games. You want to win every game you go out there to do, and you guys have to this point. But you really got to like where this team is in the general scheme of things, even though we are midway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done a lot of really good things, obviously. We're getting better. There's no doubt in my mind we're getting better each night. Our last game before Christmas, we played NA, and it was the exact opposite of this game. It wasn't a very good basketball game. Neither team played that well. We ended up winning by 3. It wasn't a good game at all, and we've grown so much since that night. Now getting Andrew Kristofik back gives us a huge upgrade there. But, it's not going to be easy. We realize every night, every one of our games on Tuesday's home, every Friday night we're away. We know we're walking into a packed gym, and we know that they're going to say overrated and everything else, and everyone wants to knock us off, and we're okay with that.
Everybody wants a piece of the champ.
That's right.
You've been there. You know what that's like in your days of Moon. Jeff, congratulations. A heck of a basketball game, a heck of a win for you guys in a hostile environment. Great environment. There was just as many Pine-Richland fans here as there were North Hills fans. Congratulations.
We really asked for the Pine-Richland people to turn out for us tonight, and when I walked out, when I first got out here, I thought there actually was more Pine-Richland people. Now it really filled up afterwards, but you couldn't hold it. This gym couldn't hold another person. There was people in all 4 corners standing watching, and I don't think anybody was disappointed with what they saw.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Don.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jeff Ackerman, head coach of the Pine-Richland Rams, the undefeated Pine-Richland Rams, as they knock off the North Hills Indians 65-63. Hey, everybody, it's Steve Nagler who rejoins us as we give some final thoughts again. Carlow University, proud sponsor of our post-game interview. Jeff said, Steve, that again, it's Andrew and it's Phil who get a lot of the headlines, and they deserve it. But the supporting cast is so important, and Sean Colosimo really stepping up as part of that supporting cast here tonight.
Yeah, and maybe they found something. Maybe they found a reason to give Sean Colosimo more minutes. When guys like that step up, a lot of times coaches will say in a post-game interview, we know we had it in him. We see what he does every day. We see how hard he works in practice, and he puts his time in. But sometimes things like this happen, and out of necessity, you find that you might have some extra minutes to give what might be a guy that's coming on late in his basketball career. Sean Colosimo was outstanding, and never for a minute when I saw him on that basketball court through the entire game did I think that, this is a guy that comes off the bench. This is a guy that could probably be a top 2 or 3 scorer in a lot of programs. Yeah. And yet he's a very important, very complimentary piece. But, maybe out of necessity, Llewellyn getting those 3 early fouls, maybe Jeff Ackerman and his staff say, you know what, we need to find a way to get Sean Colosimo more minutes. And maybe that is what tips this Pine-Richland team over the top.
Well, and the fact that, as he mentioned, in that timeout with 7 seconds left, they had all kind of options. They were looking for Phil in a lob. It wasn't there. Petcash, if he has a sniff, if he has an open look, he's going to let fire. But the fact that Sean was even in the conversation and that Andrew, again, didn't force the issue, had confidence in his teammate, and Sean really comes through. I mean, it's just it's one of the beauties of high school sports is when a player, an unheralded player, gets his time to shine and makes the most of it.
Well, Colosimo didn't have a whole lot of time. He had to shoot, but I was impressed also by the poise that he showed, and he never once blinked. He knew what to do with that basketball as soon as he got it back, and that's a tough spot. He probably hasn't been in that spot very often, but he made the most of it, able to knock down that big 3.
All right, well, that'll do it for our broadcast. Thanks to Amy Schuneman, the great folks here at North Hills, for their hospitality. This place hosts a lot of playoff games for a reason, and this was a playoff-type atmosphere, that's for sure, tonight. The North Hills Indians fall for only the second time all year. First time in section play, 4-1, 10-2. Pine-Richland remains undefeated, 5-0 in first place in the section, 12-0 overall. Stephen, appreciate it.
Yeah, we should maybe make it a point to come back to Pine-Richland on February 7th, you and me.
Wow, a little you, me. Huh?
I wouldn't mind seeing these two teams square off again.
All right. The final score here in a dandy. The Pine-Richland Rams 65, the North Hills Indians 63. You've been listening to WPIAL Basketball 2016-2017 at MSASports.net. Sponsored in part by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by ProGrass, by UPMC Sports Medicine, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school basketball season and all the winter sports every day by logging on to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.